don't believe in conforming to gender roles.
Okay.
The man goes out work, bring home the bread, the woman sits at home.
Something happens in work and it's like, stay out of my business. Hello, like I'm the man, you the wife, you must just
Yeah.
stay at home. So
Okay, so I definitely don't see that happening in my household. Just to put it out there.
hi everyone, my name is Tanya Boyson and welcome to the Come Up. We're on our fifth episode of the Come Up series and I'm here with our wonderful co-host Luandra Jacobs and our guest today, Jodine Kusten. Did I get that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Hi.
And our topic today is the modern wife. So in the 1950s, it is remembered as the era of ideal homes and perfect housewives. Yet the decade is marked as the beginning of a momentous social change. So before the 1950s, women couldn't work. They had to be the ideal, perfect wife and submissive to their husband and cook and take care of the children. But now you have a choice. From the 1950s, you could start working, but it was just like minimal jobs, being a child minor and taking care of children and cooking and taking in lodges. And then from the 1960s from the 1960s onwards, you can become a factory worker. You could work at shops. You can become a cleaner. And then I think from the 1970s onwards, you can become a teacher, nurse, and then study. And then from the 1980s, 1990s, that's when we started hitting the corporate level. But women had a problem that they got paid less for the jobs they did and fought for equality. And I think it's still happening today, that we're still fighting for equality based on the different sectors that you are in the workplace. So today we are going to talk about balancing work life and being a wife. And I'm going to give it over to Luandra with her questions.
Oh, thank you so much, Tanya, for that brief history. Points that you raised there are quite true. But just quickly to break the ice with Jodine, let's do a quick 21 this or that fun question. So Jodine, salad or sandwich? What do you
Sandwich.
Sandwich. Red wine or white wine?
White wine.
Reality shows or documentaries?
Reality shows.
Hot coffee or iced coffee?
Hot coffee.
Cash or credit?
Cash, definitely cash.
Okay, fiction or non-fiction?
A bit of both, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Sneakers or
Pardon?
dress shoes?
Sneakers.
Ooh. Ambition or comfort?
Ambition. And comfort. It depends on the scenario. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think a balance of both.
Okay. Hang out with little kids or older folks?
Older folks for now.
Do you prefer losing sleep or skip a meal?
Oh my word, neither. Yeah, maybe. But I like both.
You don't want to skip a meal?
Yeah, okay, maybe sleep.
Okay, the last question, attending a party or hosting a party?
Hosting a party. Definitely.
Okay, nice, interesting. Thank you for being such a good sport. So yes, Jodine, welcome and thank you for agreeing to do this show with us. For starters, just tell us a bit about yourself, just for context before we get started. Just tell us, who is Jodine, where do you come from, and what is one thing that you feel passionate about?
Okay, yeah. So I'm originally from Durban. Been now in Joburg, I think it's going on to 10, 11 years. Prefer Joburg. Durban is just for holidays now, so won't move back. So I am married. I'm married now for 6 years, but I've been with my husband for a total of about 12. I think now we're going on to 13 years, so it's been a long time.
Wow.
And I am a procurement officer. Yes, it's long. I'm a procurement officer. I love my job. I love my role. I love what I do. I work full
That's good.
time. Yeah, I work full time. And I think for me, what I'm passionate about, I can definitely say I am passionate about life as a whole, because like over the years, we learn, we grow, and the stage where I am now in my life, also being in my 30s, I'm 31. So I think when I entered 30, I was not so happy, but I've learned to embrace it. And I'm loving the 30s because I feel it opens up your mind a bit more. And
Nice.
yes, like I do feel like it opens up your mind. And that's why I say I'm passionate about life right now because of where I am in my life, in my mental space, in my health. And yeah, I just feel life is good. Life is happy.
That's good.
Oh,
That's nice.
wonderful, wonderful. I agree on that 30s comment, eh? Like I also feel like
Yeah.
once I turned 30, it was like everything just opened up, like your maturity level. Like,
Yeah.
it felt like there was a fog over your head, and now like something has just
Mm.
lifted when you hit 30. I don't know, it was probably
Yeah.
another level of maturity.
I think so. And I also feel that it's a 30s thing because like your younger version of yourself, you're constantly stressing about your surroundings, about people, about life. And your 30s, you're taking it as it comes. Like
Yeah.
you're not moved by your surroundings or by stress or by any other thing. You take it as it comes and you deal with it.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about it.
Wow, that's nice. I actually get a lot of people that says that as well, that when you hit 30s, you're just a different person and you feel better and you're just at a good space. Because
Yeah.
people always make it as if when you get to 30, it's like the end of the world. You
Yes.
have to have everything together.
I felt like
And
that. But after that, I embraced it. Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
I think
that's
it's just
good.
all about this whole idea that we have in our minds about 30. And then when you finally reach 30, then you're like what was all the hype about? It's
I have like one more year.
one more
Oh,
year.
it's gonna be
I have
good.
and I'm starting to feel that stress like this.
So,
Before
so
30.
I felt the same when I was 29, and as soon as I hit 30, I was like, oh my God, I'm in the 30s. But I promise you, I turned 31 in January. And I promise you, like it just feels different. You feel different. Your mind feels different. So it's
No,
good.
no,
It's gonna
that's
be
good.
good. Yeah, it's gonna be
I
good.
think especially with our generation, we just like screw timelines and where you're supposed to be,
Of
just
course.
enjoy life.
100%, 100% agree. I don't believe in hitting norms. You hit what you want in your life, not norms.
Yeah, true.
True. So my next question for you, Jodine, being a married woman and now having that experience of being both sides of the coin, you knew what it felt like being single and then transitioning over to being married. What do you think women need to focus on in themselves in the season of singleness in their lives? And then also the second part of that question for married women in their married state in that state of their season, what do you think they have to focus on in themselves? Because I believe like what you bring as a person will create a beautiful relationship, or who you are then create like the quality of relationships that you have in your life, be it your loveships or friendships. But yeah.
You know, it's so good that you said that, because like I 100% agree. Because like I think as a single woman, you need to first find yourself. Like if you know who you are, if you can love yourself, if you can enjoy your alone time, if you're confident in yourself, if you know your own values, if you have all of these things going for you in your own life before seeking out a partner, then you're already winning. Because I feel like and maybe this is just me, but I feel like when you go and seek out your partner, and then you court and you date and you go through these different versions of yourself in your relationship, like you don't want to go into a relationship hoping you win part of yourself by being with this other person, if that makes sense. Like you can't go into a relationship thinking, oh, if I be with this person, I'm going to be more confident. If I'm gonna be with this person, then yes, okay, I'm winning, I'm good looking, and I feel better about myself. Like And then if you're going to rely on your partner in that sense, your relationship is not going to last, because you're always going to be wanting to find yourself in your relationship.
Exactly.
Without your partner, then that means who are you? Like, so that's why for me, I firmly believe that as women, we need to be confident in who we are. We need to have our own values. We need to have a life going before we find a partner. And then when you do find this partner, then you must be able to grow with your partner. And then, we was having this conversation earlier about, in our generation where women are so independent. And,
yes.
When you go into a relationship, you have this whole life going for you, where you feel like, from the conversations that I have with women nowadays, they're so independent, and they have their careers going for them, they have their life going, they have their social life, and then they go and get this partner, but they're not willing to compromise certain aspects of their life. For example, their social life.
Yeah.
I have these friends, it is what it is, you either accept it or you don't, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm independent in the sense of, financially and all of these things. But remember, when you seek out a partner, it's just that, it's your partner. You got to compromise in certain aspects. Otherwise, your relationship is going to fail if you go with this one-sided thought and this is my way, there's no other way, that's it. So for single women, my advice is find yourself, be confident with you are, have your values, stay true to yourself, even when you find a partner. If you start off in that footing, your relationship is going to blossom. So that's definitely, yeah. And then in terms of being married and marriage and, this long-term relationship, life's not perfect. Marriage, it's difficult. It's not easy. And you'll see every stages of your life will test you, right? It will test your relationship. It will test you. It will test your partner. But I believe if you have this relationship and this marriage, the best advice I could give anyone, and I promise you, if you look at good marriages that last long, is that when you find your partner, make sure that you'll become best friends first before thinking about marriage. If you have your partner who's truly your best friend or your friend, you're going to enjoy each other's time, each other's company. When there's no one else in this marriage and no one else in your life, you will be able to enjoy each other. You will be able to have these deep conversations when you'll go out for dinner and all of these things. And I promise you, my husband and I have had it. We can go out for dinner or for drinks and we can have these long conversations and it's just us and it's no friends. I mean, there's time for friends, there's time for your partner, there's time for family. It's all separate. But in marriage, I feel what works for us, and it did not happen overnight, not at all. It's taken years to get to a point of where we are now. There's been ups and downs and all of these things, but I feel that we've truly grown, that we've truly adapted, and we've definitely compromised for each other. We know what works, we know what buttons we can push, and so we just know, and so for married a woman, it's the same thing. Don't lose yourself. It's important to have a balanced life. When it comes to work is separate from your home life. Home life is separate to your personal life. And I feel many women in marriages, they lose that personal self, that time that you take for self-care, or to chill with your girlfriends, or just to relax and read a book or catch up on a series. You need that time for yourself. You need to have that space for yourself, for your thoughts, for your well-being, in order to give the best version to your husband, to give the best version to your friends, to your family, to your work. So it's important, for married women to have that time for yourself as well. And in terms of balancing work, your home life, and your personal life, for me, happiness is key in all three of these aspects. If anything is draining my energy, if anything's toxic, I'm gonna cut it out of my life. I don't believe in having toxic people in my life. I don't believe in having negative energy in my life. And in terms of work, we all have ambition and goals, and that's why in the beginning I couldn't decide, because I feel it's a balance. Like,
Yeah.
yes, like I feel everything needs to be balanced. And I don't believe in being a workaholic. I believe in having ambition and goals and doing what you need to have that comfortable lifestyle that you
Yeah.
need. But I don't believe in burning out. And no, that's not the best version of myself. So that's why I say I love my job. I love my role because it makes me happy. I love what I do. So you got to find that thing that makes you happy. Because remember, and even in your company and all of these things, because you spend most of your life at work.
Yeah.
And you need to be happy. Yes. So moving on from work life into home life, it needs to be balanced in terms of partnership with your husband and your wife. Like, especially when two people work, like it's easy to get overwhelmed and drained and tired when you get home. But I think if a marriage is built on partnership, then you can split the roles, you can split the responsibilities.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of, oh damn, I'm married, I'm a wife, I need to go home now and cook and clean and serve my husband. And no, we work as a team to get what needs to be done. For example, like like how I manage it, and we have moments of being tired and our energy is low. But
Yeah.
my husband and I, we have a routine for the week that we like to stick to, or we try to stick to, but we feel it helps. It's because, for example, in the afternoons when we come, and it probably might be so simple, but I promise you, like it helps us so much in terms of reserving our energy and just teamwork. And I tell you this, like, so in the afternoons, we come home, and I think maybe married women can relate, or even single women, or anyone rather, is that the worst thing is to come home and decide what to cook.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But you have to decide what to cook. I think that takes up more energy thinking of that. So like my husband and I, we meal plan for the week. So we already know what we need to come do in the afternoons.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good idea.
yes, we meal plan, even if it's that 3 or 4 days a week. I promise you it helps.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's
So
good.
we meal plan, and then we come home, and whoever's home first, we already start getting dinner, and the next person walks in, we leave our bags, and we're helping each other to get dinner sorted. We go take our shower, come down, eat, relax, have our tea time, have our little chat about our day. And then I think it's around 8:30 or 8, whatever time suits you guys, that we say, okay, right. So my husband goes into the kitchen, he starts prepping our breakfast smoothies, he starts prepping our lunch for the next day. And then you'll find me like in the kitchen cleaning up, while he's busy doing
Yeah.
that, or, getting ready for the next day. And by the time we go to bed, our kitchen is clean, our breakfast is prepped, our lunch is prepped, and our home is clean, and we go to bed like that. So, in the morning when we wake up, it feels so good that we don't have to do anything. Like we literally come and we're sorting ourselves for work, we grab our lunch and our smoothies, and we're off to work. And I promise you, the day that we don't do that, we feel rushed. We feel like we're all over the place. We frantic in the mornings. And just simple things like that. It helps you prepare yourself for the next day. And imagine waking up and your day is starting like that, because you don't know what the day holds for you.
Yeah,
You don't know
that's
whether
true.
you're going to have a busy day. Yeah. But, when you wake up calm and, where you feel it's organized, I feel your morning, it sets the tone for your day. So that's what we do. And I promise you, it really does work for us. So I think in terms of being married or with kids or anything, like just being a little bit more organized, just taking that half an hour or that hour in the afternoon to get yourself sorted for the next day, it really truly works for us, and it's something that could work in other homes. So that's some of the things that we both do. And again, we literally woke up one morning and decided we're going to do things differently. And we've seen the change in our lives. But yeah, that's some of the things that I think can work.
Wow, that's like some good tips and advice there that you gave.
Okay, so we all know that the men are the breadwinners of the family and they're taught to look after their family. So, do you think men feel undermined or inferior when the wife is independent in the marriage, where she can look after herself and she earns her own income?
Tanya, like with that particular question, I don't have a lot of insight with that, because my marriage is very different and open-minded, and for us, we don't believe in conforming to gender roles. You know,
Okay.
the man goes out, work, bring home the bread, the woman sits at home. Maybe it's more of an individual thing of how the husband rather and the wife feels in that relationship. If the wife is has a better career or more established, and the income is higher and stuff like that, does she feel more inferior when it comes to the husband? In the sense that, do you belittle your husband? Do you make it known that you are more inferior? Do you,
Yeah.
when you put in situation in your marriage or families or your kids, does your husband have a say, or does he no longer have a say because you feel like you're more inferior? So for me, it's that, like, how are you making your husband feel? Or are you still working in this partnership, or are you now on different sides that he feels that way? And it also boils down to how you are brought up. Like, is your husband brought up in a way where he feels if he's not at that level at you or higher than you, then he's not a man anymore? Like, like, there's different things that relate or add to why men feel this way. And also, as women, are we playing a part in the way we make him feel, or the way we make them feel? Because I feel like women also have the power to either make or break a man. And you either use it to your advantage, or you use it to build your partner up. And especially in the world we live in, the society that we live in. For example, COVID hit over 2 years. And at the time, he could have been really stable and got this career going for him and this income that's adding a lot of value to the home. And when COVID hit, he could have got retrenched. So in that sense, what do you do?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, in that sense, like, it's not his fault, but life goes on, and you either choose to support your husband because you're our partners, or you choose to say, but now he no longer has this job, and I'm doing everything, and it's different scenarios. So it's not something that I feel I can have an opinion on if I haven't been in that scenario. And I also truly believe in no gender roles. Like, there's no such thing as a man and a woman needs to do a certain thing. You do what works for you in your family. You do what works for your home. And long as you both are happy, then 100% it works for you. No one else needs to know what your home is like about. So yeah, that's my take.
That's true. I think it's more with the older generation that the husband has to be the breadwinner and this has to be done, and you should be more submissive. You can't, like, do your points. So I think it totally has changed in our generation now. As you said, no gender roles, and it's all about communication and what makes you happy together in the marriage. So, but thank you for the point. So the next question is basically also for what most people think. Like, the old generation tend to undermine their wives' advice, especially when it comes to house decisions, how to work with money, and how to just help you in terms of work, giving advice. If you have like your own business, or if something happens in work, and it's like, stay out of my business. Hello, like, I'm the man, you the wife. Stay at home. So
I definitely
do you agree with this?
Okay, so I definitely don't see that happening in my household. Just to put it out there, like, no. Okay, so it probably does happen, and now that I think of it, yes, like, I have encountered people where they don't feel their wife's advice could add value in their life. But the majority of couples that I know, and from my own experience in my life, I feel the woman's advice, and I genuinely feel if men can open themselves up more to hearing their wife or their partner, their life will go so much smoothly. Like, and I speak from our own experience. Like, my husband, he knows, like, he looks for my advice, because at the end of the day, I'm your partner. I want what's the best for you and the best for our life. I'm never going to give you advice that's going to sink you or to put you in financial struggle. I'm here to build you up. So if you come to me with a problem, I'm going to give you my strongest opinion of what can be done to better your life, and in a whole better our life. So if there are men that's out there that still thinks that they don't need their wife's opinion when it comes to financial matters or personal problems or anything like that, you need to allow yourself to open up to hear what your wife has to say. Because an outside perspective, it can truly help you see things differently. So if there are men out there, please listen to your wives a bit more. It's gonna help you. So yeah, no. And Tanya, I think it's also more in the older generation. But,
Yeah.
I haven't encountered anyone like that so much. So
It's actually good that you haven't encountered.
yes, I don't want
situation.
to encounter that person because they'll hear my opinion of it. So no, I don't want to encounter that. Or maybe they haven't told me because they don't want to hear my opinion.
That's good.
Yeah. Something else to touch up on that I just thought of that's worked in my life, in my marriage, in my overall home life,
Yeah.
even in work, is that you get so caught up in your surroundings, like with what's going on and who's doing what, and gossiping and bringing down another family, another couple, another individual, and it takes up so much of your time and energy by getting involved in all these things around you that you lose focus of your own goals, your own self, and your own marriage. And what we have found is that once you've cut out all these things that adds no value to your life flourishes even more. It blossoms because you're concentrating on your life as your individual life, or in your relationship, or in your work. And I truly believe that we as women also, that we shouldn't be tearing down another woman. So like don't put yourself in scenarios where you're going to gossip, or you're going to take on this negative energy, or this this toxic topics and environments. Once you've cut all of these things out of your life, once you make that decision, that things that do not concern me or do not add value to my life, I'm not going to be involved in it, you will see your relationship will flourish even more. Your marriage, your own life, your own mind opens up to other things that's more important than all these other things that's going on in yourself. And you shouldn't be if you're not building someone and bringing them up or giving them advice to better their life, then you should not be having the say in what's going on in their life. So
that's very true.
Yes. So in stuff like that, like both my husband and I, we believe in that. And he knows as well. He won't speak negative things to another person or bring them down, and that's how I feel it needs to work. Like we have this one life to live.
That's very true. We do.
Yes. Now we need to
just love it and be happy.
100%. That's what we
love life and be happy.
That's what we need to do. 100%, Tanya. Just be happy. If it's not bringing you happiness, cut it out.
Exactly.
It does not belong in your life. Yes, it does not belong in your life.
Wow.
Thank you so much for that advice. Like, I'm going to take it and cherish it. And then, well, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, pleasure.
Thank you so much for your insight once again, and thank you for being here. You shared a lot of good nuggets with us. I myself am going to follow and take some of those advice as well. She's also going to do that, and I'm sure the viewers at home will also do that. You guys, thank you for watching. Please watch the next video and like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next episode.